tonight on DC News Now at 4, day 3 of the government shutdown. Furloughed workers feeling the frustration and some locals just trying to lend a helping hand.
We want to use our food as our vehicle to kind of bring people together.
We're breaking it all down.
It was another crisp, comfortable day today, but temperatures will be on the rise into the weekend. We'll let you know how warm it could get.
Taylor Swift is taking over DC, where you can sip specialty cocktails and sing along to the pop star's new album tonight.
And later, Amazon launching a new grocery service focused on delivering lower prices. We're stretching your dollar with those new deals.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And good afternoon. I'm Elisa Gale. Well, the government shutdown will continue into the weekend after a bill to reopen the government failed in the Senate.
And we have team coverage this afternoon. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons spoke with one man who teamed up with local businesses to help furloughed federal workers.
Yeah, but first, DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is joining us live on Capitol Hill. And Marielle, you had a chance to speak to Senator Angela Alsobrooks following that vote. What is she telling you tonight?
Well, also Brooks says that vote and the turnout of it was as expected. The numbers didn't really shift much from the other votes. Now, for Democrats, they want to see an extension on health care subsidies that are set to expire attached to a spending bill. But Republicans say they'll negotiate on that only after a temporary bill is passed reopening the government.
You think about, wow, how do I pay my rent or my mortgage? If you have children or pets, it is a heavy burden to carry.
Those are the questions federal workers could be facing as the government shutdown continues into the weekend.
It's pretty traumatic.
Jelena Porter is a former senior advisor for a Democratic U.S. House member. She recalled working through the last major shutdown in 2019.
And we were overworked and obviously not paid during that time.
The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
Friday, the Senate voting no on a continuing resolution, which would have temporarily funded the government.
It's a Democrat shutdown, plain and simple.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson blaming Democrats.
Because 44 Senate Democrats have decided to play politics. What we passed in the House 2 weeks ago is a simple continuing resolution. It's exactly the status quo. We're just asking them to extend it for 7 more weeks so the Republicans and Democrats can work together to figure out the new appropriations bills.
The Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the U.S. House of Representatives. And because of the ineffectiveness of governing right now, we see this shutdown.
Senator Angela Alsobrooks says it's bigger than that.
We have seen now this targeted attack on federal employees and the cutting of Medicaid. We've seen now these insurance rates, which now in the next few weeks, most Americans will open their insurance bills and realize their insurance costs have gone up by 15 to 20%.
For Porter, it's not about politics, but the impact on workers.
We all need each other. It doesn't matter, who you vote for, who you work for. We have to work together.
Now, both sides say that there need to be some bipartisan action here. Also, Brooks says the next scheduled vote for the Senate is on Monday, so that means the shutdown will last at least 6 days. Reporting live on Capitol Hill, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. And Prince George's County is among the growing list now announcing resources for furloughed federal workers. The Parks and Rec Department is offering free and low-cost recreational opportunities like free access to parks and nature centers. That also includes free health and wellness classes and low-cost fitness and aquatic passes as well.
All right, and let's talk weather. The weekend is underway for so many of us. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with the first look at the forecast.
Yeah, Damon, it definitely started off a little chilly like it did yesterday, but yeah, we started seeing some sunshine, beautiful lunch time there.
Been the same cycle. Yeah, it's a nice end to the week here where we go from those chilly mornings into the comfortable afternoon and evenings we've been having for the last few days. So not terrible at all for a Friday out there as those, low temps to start the morning. Many spots made it down into the 40s once again. We did not see as many of those colder valleys in the upper 30s. That was the one change up back off to the west. But meanwhile, closer to the district, it stayed in the mid 50s. Cool enough, no question, but that that made these afternoon temperatures feel that much better. And because we've had a little bit more sunshine than yesterday, there still have been some clouds around, but not as many. We had the low to mid 70s. We're at 72 right now in D.C., 74 up into Manassas, Culpeper, and the upper 60s hanging on along the shoreline of the Chesapeake Bay. So we just got that small bump here today with our warmer afternoon temperatures, but similar to the last few nights, we will see that cool down taking place again. You'll need to pull out the jackets if you're going to be out a bit later on for your Friday night, as we do fall back into the 50s. But this little bit of a warming trend we started today, it's going to ramp up even more as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about just how much warmer those temperatures will be on your Saturday and Sunday, and if we are going to continue to see full-blown sunshine both days this weekend. It's all coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. New today, police in Prince William County investigating a double shooting in Woodbridge last night. Police responded to Potomac Town Place near the Alamo Drafthouse Theater before midnight. They found two victims, a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old. The 21-year-old man died at the hospital. The 18-year-old was grazed by a bullet. So far, no word on any suspects.
New this afternoon, Prince George's County Police have arrested a 16-year-old boy in connection to 58-year-old Coleman Williams' murder back in September. Police say the unidentified teen is charged in connection to Coleman Williams' death in the 10,000 block of Lake Arbor Way on September 23rd in the unincorporated part of Bowie, Maryland there. Williams' official cause of death is still under investigation. We're told he was found in a wooded area unresponsive. At this time, police believe there was a dispute leading up to his death. The teen is charged with second-degree murder and other related charges, and right now he's being held without bond.
Annalise, let's go back to that government shutdown. Two women in Montgomery County, they're coming together to host an event with the goal of helping those who have been affected by this government shutdown. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree, he covers Montgomery County for us, and he has more on the story.
Here at Gaithersburg High School Friday evening, a government shutdown resource event is being held. I spoke with the two women responsible for putting the event together. They say it's simply about being there for their neighbors in this time of need. Organizations across Montgomery County coming together to support people impacted by the government shutdown.
We know that last time there was a shutdown that families actually really did suffer tangible losses and were struggling to meet their basic needs. So myself and Valerie Davis, another community organizer, we decided to take matters into our hands.
Tiffany Kelly and Valerie Davis were moved to host the event because Kelly is a federal worker who has been affected herself.
I began to think about what would happen if I were furloughed. And as a person with a background in serving community needs, making sure people get what they need, I knew now it was my time.
There will be numerous resources available for federal workers and their families.
Resources for health care. Ride On will be here talking about free transportation. We'll be talking about things like unemployment insurance.
Davis and Kelly say they've designed the event to provide dignity, connection, and practical help, all in one space.
This is not a moment, this is a movement. We are making a shift toward people power, and not empowerment, but power that we're not going back on, and that we don't have to be afraid in this moment.
They say during challenging times like this, it's imperative that community members stick together.
It's going to get scary, but we can withstand the storm if we rely on each other and really begin to shift how we lead.
The event goes from 7 to 9 p.m. and is free and open to everyone. In Gaithersburg, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
All right, Kevon, thank you for continuing coverage and also information about resources and to see how local officials are responding. Head to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and stay tuned for our next half hour for a full report from DC News Now's Rashad Hudson.